Year 2, welcome to week 6 of your maths learning. It is the last week of maths before school starts again. We are looking at fractions this week. So, what do we remember about fractions? Let's remind ourselves as we see it and say it. So we have one whole, two halves make a whole, so half and a half. We have 4 quarters here, so 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarter, and 4 quarter. What do you see? 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters. Okay, now we have a pizza showing thirds. They're split into 3 equal parts. So let's have a look and see what you can tell me. How many parts, or what is the fraction shown? It is 2/3. What about the next one? What is the fraction? The fraction is 1/3. Now we're going to have a look at finding fractions of an amount. So the amount that we have to start with is 20 biscuits. Can you tell me how many biscuits there would be in half a pack? So 1 pack is 20 biscuits. I want half a pack. Tell me how many that would be. Okay, we can see that half of 20 would be 10 because we have 10 and 10 here. What about in a quarter of a pack? We're finding a fraction of amount being a quarter. So here's a quarter of 20, which is 5. Okay, I have 18 cars in total. I want to find 1/3 of the toy cars. 1/3 of 18. Well, we can see here, if we circle a third, we have 6. Okay, it's time for you to look at your worksheets now. Your first task is to shade the amount shown, whether it be a quarter, a half, 3 quarters, it might be a whole, it might be 2 quarters, 1 quarter, 2 halves. It is your task, so find a coloured pencil or pen to have a go at that, and then you will be looking at your fractions of amounts, starting with ones that show you how they are grouped, and then you are going to find the amounts from the totals for both halves and quarters, and then lastly you're going to have a go at shading in the thirds and then finding fractions of amounts for the thirds. Your last one here, you can draw pictures underneath to help you if you need to, as there is space on your worksheets. So pause the video here and then we'll have a go at looking at the answers together. Okay, let's go through our answers. We are going to start by looking at fractions of amounts. So get a different coloured pen or pencil so that you can tick these off and we can see how we have done. So the first one here, this one's been done for us. Here we can see one group, which is a half. So half of 8 is 4. Over here we have split into quarters. So 1 quarter of 8 is 2. Now here we have 3 quarters that are circled. 3 quarters of 8 is 6. Okay, let's have a look here. We have a total of 12 cars and half of 12 equals 6. We're finding halves for all of these. We have a total of 20 balls. Half of 20 is 10. And we have a total of 14 apples and half of 14 is 7. Then let's have a look over here. We have a total of 4 bananas. 1 quarter of 4 is 2. We have a total of 12 sweets and a quarter of 12 is 3, and we have a total of 8 cats, so a quarter of 8 is 2. You may have circled those to help you, that's absolutely fine as well. Okay, I'm going to leave those for a little bit so you can check them, and then we will move on. So our thirds, these are our answers. I've coloured in a third here, we've coloured in 1/3 here, and we've coloured in a third here. Now we're going to find a third of these amounts. So the first one has been done for us. Then we have 1/3, how many kites? 1/3 of the kites, and then 1/3 of the amount is. So we can see 1/3 of 15 is 5. 1/3 of 6 is 2. We have 15 kites. 1/3 of 15 is 5. We have 6 cats. 1/3 of 6 is 2. 1/3 of 6 is 2. Check your answers, make sure you have corrected them and see where you've gone wrong. And now we're going to look at the last one. So the number sentences. 1/3 of 3 is 1. 1/3 of 15 is 5. 1/3 of 27 is 9. 1/3 of 6 is 2. 1/3 of 21 is 7. And 1/3 of 18 is 6. Well done, you've worked really hard this week on your fractions. Take a picture of your work and upload it to Class Dojo, and we will see you in school very soon.